Look how bad they are as a dang parent. They literally went to a facility to drop off their kid. Yo, Energy, we back again. Listen, we are back again with another reaction. Listen, I know some of y'all is stuck with the reactions, especially the videos I be choosing, because it's like really good topic that we don't think about. We think in our heads and we like, Because of course I'm going to spew what I'm thinking about certain topics that's like about the video. But that goes before we get into it, right? Listen, don't forget to make sure, even if you are new or you're an OG here, you've been here since last video, listen, don't forget to like and subscribe and do all that cool things, like hit the notification bell so you don't ever miss an upload from yours truly. Because guess what? If you end up missing a vid, you gonna miss out. But I'm grateful for what we have created this whole year. We're gonna close out pretty perfectly to what I want to close out. But outside of me chatting, get into what we are doing. We're reacting. So the people that don't like me yapping and has ADHD, let me go into detail. The link is gonna be in the description below if you don't want me to react, like pause the video, all that other stuff, and you can do that without any right. It's right in the description. But outside of that, let's get to it. Okay, this is about the worst cartoon bully. Worst cartoon bullies. Gotta be that one bully from Timmy Turner. I forgot bro name. That just kind of tells you. Who else? Who else is really bad at bullying? You can talk about the dude that SpongeBob was talking about. He was gonna kick his butt and ain't really like did nothing. But that's the only ones I can name. So this is gonna get very interesting.
Cartoons might be full of colors and laughter, but let's face it, every great story needs a villain, and there's nothing better than a good old-fashioned bully to spice things up. You know, the ones we love to hate, who are always making the heroes' lives a living nightmare. They are always scheming, teasing, and just generally being the absolute worst. I'm talking about the ones who are just plain terrible.
Because the thing is, if we're talking about great bullies, Cartman's up there. Cartman is definitely up there. It's just the stuff he does is like very crazy that you're like, how is he not in jail?
With zero redeeming qualities and no reason for their cruelty other than the sheer joy of making others miserable. These bullies didn't just push the boundaries, they obliterated them, showing no remorse for their actions and leaving a trail of chaos in their wake. And this, my friends, is my personal list of the worst of the worst. Hold on tight.
Keyword, it's his personal list. So don't get mad at him because it's his opinion.
Because it doesn't get worse than this. On the top of the list, we have Eric Cartman from South Park. If you watched even a single episode of this show, you would know that Cartman isn't just a bully, he's a straight-up monster. Where do I even begin
He's a
with
racist.
this guy?
Okay, let's narrow it down what Cartman is. He's a racist, he's a sexist, he basically did manslaughter. He ended up murking somebody's parents, and then also chopped them up, made them into chili. What else? He's a racist because he ended up doing a reason why he could shoot token. As you can tell from like earlier, it was basically, if you understand the premise of what was going on. So let me give you the rundown. So he had a dream of being Brad Pitt, and then at the time they turned like that recently dropped like at the time from him, and they did it to Cartman, and then Cartman ended up having a nightmare. Then he thought that minorities was gonna take over the world. So he was trying his hardest to make sure that he could get away from that. And you know, later on, before the show ended, he ended up shooting Token.
Let's be real. A list of the worst things Eric Cartman has done could go on forever.
He literally
but we're
got
going to dive
charged
into
with
the
a hate
absolute
crime.
Worst of the worst here. Then you would understand why he's the kind of villain that makes other villains
like, look at this.
Remember that time he tricked Scott Tenorman into eating his own parents?
That's what I was talking about.
I'm not messing with you. He did. After getting humiliated by Scott, Cartman orchestrated the murder of his parents. Cartman manipulated Mr. Dankins into shooting Scott's parents. He tricked Dankins into believing there was a threat against him, knowing Scott would send his parents out of fear. When they showed up on Dankins's property, he shot them, all thanks to Cartman's devious plan. Then Cartman, ever the devious chef, steals their
Look at
bodies.
what he's
He
doing.
then makes a sick Mr. and Mrs. Tennerman chili for Scott, who is horrified when he finds
Bro, a kid is not supposed to think of stuff like this, man.
his mother's finger in the dish. I mean, who
Look.
even thinks of that? It's a level of cruelty that's so twisted, it's hard to even wrap your head around.
He ate
Killing
his
parents and
parents.
feeding them to their son is terrible. It makes the next worst thing Cartman has done seem like a breeze.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. He gave Kyle AIDS. So he ended up getting AIDS because of a surgery. Then he ended up going to the school, and then they was like they had a whole little meeting full of him and his friends and his parents, which is only like one parent, but that was not the point. And then he seen Kyle laugh, and he made sure his #1 mission was to literally go into his crib when he sleep, inject the same blood in him so he can still have the dang disease. If you haven't watched the episode, go ahead and watch the episode because it's kind of crazy. And it kind of gets you thinking a little bit because you're like, Magic Johnson, he has it. But unlike other people, he survived.
Let's talk about the time Cartman gave Kyle HIV.
Look!
Why do I have HIV? Oh, you have HIV, huh, Kyle?
All because Kyle had the audacity to laugh when Cartman got it in the first place. I mean, we were all waiting for karma to finally catch
He
up.
basically said that's his karma.
And you'd think, maybe, just maybe, this would be the moment where Cartman turns over a new leaf. But nope. Instead, he takes things to a whole new level of twisted. Enraged by Kyle's reaction, Cartman goes out of his way to infect him with HIV. No remorse, no guilt, just pure, unfiltered evil. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Remember when he started a neo-Nazi movement after watching The Passion of the Christ? Yeah, he literally dressed up as Hitler and led a group of followers in a terrifying display of anti-Semitism.
Yep.
Only Cartman could turn something so pure into evil. And the list goes on. This guy's cruelty knows no bounds, and his friends aren't safe either. He locked poor Butters in a bomb shelter just to steal his spot at a birthday party. And when Kyle needed a kidney to survive, Cartman demanded $10 million before he'd even consider donating his. The guy has no limits and apparently has no heart. Eric Cartman tops the list of worst cartoon bullies with...
Listen, if I put myself in the shoe, listen, for my friends out there, if you ever need a kidney and by chance we have the exact same or the same type, just know I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Just call me.
His horrendous deeds, like orchestrating the murder of Scott Tennerman's parents and serving them in chili, infecting Kyle with HIV, leading a neo-Nazi movement, locking Butters in a bomb shelter,
Just get
demanding
used
$10
to
million
what
for
might
a
end up coming.
kidney, and exploiting disabilities
my
for
allergies.
personal gain. Cartman's cruelty and selfishness are unparalleled. And the worst part? He enjoys every second of it. And that's why we all love to hate him. Next up, we've got Angelica Pickles from Rug.
Okay, I can see Angelica. Okay. Yeah, Angelica really ain't did nothing. Outside of a few things, she ain't really did nothing.
The ultimate spoiled brat who made every play date a nightmare.
Outside of just
If
trying to
there was
make
ever a
everything about
kid
her.
who knew how to stir up chaos, it's her. And it all starts with how she tried to swipe the babies' Halloween candy by scaring them into thinking they'd turn into their costumes. Classic Angelica. But she doesn't stop there. Oh no. She steals Chucky's glasses during hide and seek, leaving the poor kids stumbling around helpless and terrified. If that's not enough, there's that time she fakes a broken leg just to soak up all the extra attention and pampering from the adults. But it gets worse. What about the time she broke Tommy's beloved Mr. Fluffle's lamp and had the nerve to orchestrate a fake trial to pin the blame on the other babies?
Okay, let me go in detail. The thing is about this, since I was born in 02, I remember parts of it, but I think this is like a 90s thing, so I wasn't there at the time. But I do remember All Grown Up though. I remember that, but I don't somewhat remember it. And I never, like the only things that I probably seen was probably when it was on Team Nick at the time. Please tell me that some of y'all in the comments like understand what I mean. Please tell me.
Talk about ruthless. Even as a teen and all grown up, Angelica didn't
I
miss a
remember
beat.
this.
Apparently, there's no outgrowing being a bully.
That's
She
where I
posts
get it from.
humiliating pictures of her friends online to boost
That's
her
where I get
website's
where
traffic,
she is a
proving
bad,
that she's still up to no good. Just with a more
bad
tech-savvy
bully.
twist. Think it can't get any crazier? Wait until you see what she did next. Angelica's cruelty hits a whole new level when she convinces poor Chucky that he's doomed after swallowing a watermelon seed. Can you imagine the anxiety?
Nah,
And in
bro,
Rugrats in
that's
Paris,
fucked
she
up.
even schemes to marry off Chaz to the cold-hearted Coco LaBouche, all for a few perks. Like, come on, Angelica, you're messing with people's lives here. And if you thought that was bad, check this out. Angelica takes it even further. She's been caught lying to Tommy about family reunions, telling him they're meant to separate kids from their parents. Seriously, how does she come up with this stuff? One of her wildest stunts? In a dream sequence, she gets her hands on a planet-destroying device and casually obliterates entire planets, laughing all the while. But the absolute worst? Pitting Tommy against his friends by making him join her secret club, causing major rifts in their friendships. Angelica's antics have always been over the top, but messing with the baby's friendships? That's truly unforgivable. Angelica is the ultimate childhood terror. She scares the babies out of their Halloween candy, steals Chucky's glasses, fakes a broken leg for attention, and breaks Tommy's lamp, blaming the other babies. Her worst? Manipulating Tommy into a secret club that drives a wedge between him and his friends. Angelica's relentless cruelty cements her as one of the worst cartoon bullies.
I'm the one who broke the lamp, and I don't care.
And last, but definitely not least,
I told y'all this man was gonna be on here. I told y'all he was gonna be on here. The stuff that this man did. You'll see.
Let's talk about Francis from the Fairly Odd Parents. This guy is the epitome of the stereotypical bully. Big, dumb, and unprovoked aggression at its finest. If there were an award for being the absolute worst, this guy would win it. No questions asked. Let's be real.
Bro,
absolute worst.
Look
this
at the damn frog.
Guy would win it. No questions asked. Let's be real. He's basically a walking embodiment of all the worst traits a bully could possibly have. Let's break it down. First up, Francis is a straight-up terror to Timmy Turner, our poor, overworked, underappreciated fairy godparent-having protagonist. I would be filing for a restraining order if I were Timmy. But here's the thing, this guy doesn't even have a reason to be awful. He just is. Like, imagine waking up in the morning and thinking, who can I torment today for absolutely no reason? That's Francis in a nutshell. He's like a bad horror movie villain, always lurking around the corner, ready to pop out and make Timmy's life a living hell. Remember that time he stole Timmy's lunch money just because he could? Classic Francis move. No remorse, no hesitation, just pure, unadulterated meanness. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Francis has this knack for turning any situation into a nightmare. He's bigger, stronger, and somehow always in the right place at the wrong time. For Timmy, anyway. And it's not just Timmy who suffers. Francis is an equal opportunity terror. If you're even remotely weaker than him, which, let's face it.
Oh, wait, I remember the robot that he built. No.
Most people are.
I remember that whole episode.
You're on his hit list.
And I remember this.
It's like he's got a radar for finding his next victim. Classic Bully 101. And that's not even the worst of it. Can we talk about how he doesn't just stop at physical bullying? No. Francis is all about public humiliation. Shoving Timmy into lockers, dunking his head in toilets, this guy goes the extra mile to make sure everyone knows he's in charge. It's like he's got a personal vendetta against Timmy, making sure he's always the odd
Not
one
gonna
out.
lie.
He's constantly sabotaging any chance Timmy has at a normal life, turning his school years into one big ball of misery. What's really frustrating is that his school years into one...
Look how bad they are as a dang parent. Bro, they literally went to a facility to drop off their kid through this. Okay, so this is a thing that people use to put books in. Yes. When we used to go to a library for internet in PC use. Yeah. there's a little shuttle, because I don't know how old some of y'all is, but it was a little shuttle that you put books in. This man is putting Timmy in there, and then you also got the bully right here.
Big ball of misery. What's really frustrating is that Francis shows absolutely zero signs of redemption. Unlike some bullies who eventually have that soft moment, Francis is just consistently cruel. He's the kind of guy who would trip you in the hallway and then laugh about it for the next 3 periods. You'd think after all these years, he might ease up. Nope. If anything, he's just getting started. And
oh yeah, hold on. I ain't really like stayed in tune because I don't really like watching reboot. I really want to know, are they gonna show the bully in like the remake? Like, of course he's not gonna be a kid. He's gonna most likely be an adult. But I want to know. Because are you gonna like pay some attention to like the OG one and then bring some characters in? I don't really know.
And let's not forget about the time he tried to get Timmy expelled by framing him for something he didn't even do. Talk about next level pettiness. I mean, it's always the dumb ones who somehow manage to get people into the worst trouble, right? Francis has no sympathy for anyone's suffering. And why would he? He's the one causing it. And what's worse, even the teachers don't bother stopping him. There are episodes where Francis is literally standing in the middle of class, bullying someone, and Mr. Crocker just lets it happen.
Mr. Crocker don't care.
It's like the whole school is under his
cares
thumb,
about fair.
and no one's brave enough to do anything about it. Francis is the ultimate bully. He torments Timmy Turner relentlessly, from stealing his lunch money to public humiliation, and even tries to get Timmy expelled by framing him. With no signs of redemption, Francis is the ultimate nightmare, making him one of the worst cartoon bullies ever. So there you have it, the worst cartoon bullies who have tormented our favorite characters and left us fuming. But hey, it wouldn't be as fun watching our heroes win if they didn't have such awful enemies to overcome, right? What do you think? Did I nail it with this list, or is there someone even worse out there that I missed? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
Okay, that was a good watch. Not gonna lie. That was a very, very good watch. Especially since this is like my first ever kind of cartoon-like reaction. I liked it. Because it kind of brings like a flash in the past kind of thing. Like, oh, I remember that. I remember when this man used to torment. But when it came to the thing, I think Cartman's way, way, way worse. You mess with him, he's gonna find a way to get you back. Now, did he do anything to Wendy when he finally got his comeuppance? No. But, listen, the thing about it, if we talking about who did the most devious stuff, that's him. But also, if you end up liking the vid and you want more stuff like this, especially like with me talking about the cartoon realm, let me know in the comments below. And while you at it, don't forget to leave a like if you are an OG or a newbie, because it don't matter to me. I'm only gonna love y'all the same. But and subscribe and do all that cool things, like hit the notification bell so you don't ever miss an upload from yours truly. And yeah, I see y'all boys and girls next time.